Now, if I can pull that off in stained glass, I'll be doing good. So we have the idea. Now we need to make the pattern. Oh, so you come in, have you? Well, let's have a quick talk then. People have asked, how did you get into woodworking? Well, when I was a young lad, which was a long time ago, my dad did woodworking projects, and I just loved it. So I would say he gave me the bug for working with wood. And ever since, I've set myself up with a nice shop of tools for woodworking, including a sawmill where I could saw up lumber that fell in the back field or back forest, just like this maple. Yes, I got a lot of ugly wood, but when the doors are on, you won't see it. But we're getting this set up, and this is a pro tip. I learned this a long time ago. I was helping a guy take out oak shelves. It was actually a bookshelf, and the guy wanted the oak, and I helped him take it out. And it was in a college director's office. And when we pulled off the trim, there were all these big ugly holes and drywall, all fluttery. But when they put the trim on, you didn't see any of that, and it was beautiful. So like I say, it doesn't matter, you know, what your wall and cabinet look like on the edges. It's the trim that will take it through to the end. So I do have the shim to put in here yet, so it doesn't move around so much. Then I go ahead and cut the outer trim to make all the ugly fade away. As a matter of fact, one of my woodshop teachers I met at a 15-year reunion, and in my yearbook I happened to have the grade he had given me in woodshop. And I asked him about it. How come you gave me a B+? Wasn't I, you know, better than that? He says, I've never given anybody a B+. The best anybody ever got was a C, because I didn't figure you knuckleheads had it in you. And I showed it to him, and he's going, huh, you must have really impressed me. Well, that surprised me. I wasn't sure what to say about that, but B+ must have been like A++ in normal. So, like I say, I've taken an interest in woodworking, and this is one of the cabinets that I have made using those skills. Well, there you go. They are metal and not aluminum. And finally warmed up enough. Let me go ahead and finish this. We'll get this, you see a pro tip there. Take a nail, should be rusty. And then I'm going to drill in. Catch the other board. And that's where you put your nail. Get our next one up here. We want to get all our nails started before we nail the first one in, just in case we got some adjusting to do, but everything's looking good there. What I'll do is I'll put one next to the shelf, so I've got a lot of wood to catch. Like I say, these trim boards are going to take care of all the ugly. That's what it's all about. So we'll get this one nailed into place as well. And I'll be right back with you. Now that I have my measurement, go ahead and square that all off so I can cut it with my little trim saw. There. That's right. That'll make a real fine cut. So I've got that cut with the fine cutting saw. No sanding required. And there's a nice snug fit. That's just what I want. But we'll get that top board cut, like I say, up there, and then I can run those nails home. All right? And another snug fit. I like it. We'll go ahead and get that one nailed into place, so. And if you forgot, I left out this panel. This bottom stile comes out because I'm going to put a piece of stained glass in there I have to make yet. And then I can glue this piece in place. But for now, we'll get the hinges on. Now I've got the hinges on the door and I've marked where I want it to meet on the face plate. And we're going to go ahead and pre-drill that so the door doesn't fumble around. All right, let's get that screwed into place. All small screws. That's why I'm using a screwdriver and not one of the drill drivers. So with 2 screws in place, we'll go ahead and check the action of that. Yeah, it looks like it's going to do. We're right on our mid mark there. I'll go ahead and check the top of that. Make sure everything is lining up correctly, because we're good here. All right. All right. Let's see if we made square doors or not. If everything lines up at the bottom. Oh yeah, we're just right. So we'll go ahead and get the hinges on that and put that one in place. You see how this is coming together. All right. This is going for the money. We get a A or a B on this. Well, there you go. Nice tight fit in the center. Obviously, I have these to finish off, but it looks like it's going to work. And you know how many times I've told you what I'm putting here. All right, full disclosure, this is an old farmhouse and nothing is level. So what I did is I set the level to the cabinet, which means I use a square. So because this doesn't end up being square because of the walls, level, I should say. I adjusted it in place, set the doors to the bottom of the cabinet that I knew was square. That way the doors ended up square and lining up. This is just set in place, so if it falls out, don't freak out. But that does work. Got nice tight seams. Obviously I'm going to put latches on here. Got this lower shelf here, and that should hold everything square. And like I said a dozen times, I'll be putting panels in here. That's why these are still able to come off. All right, on to the next step. Yeah, I found the bread pans. So the bread pans can get up here with whatever else she has for baking needs. Like I say, this whole top here will be for baking. She wants to put her mixer in back here. We've got an outlet. I think I'm gonna paint this corner though. Just have to find the paint. So next, we'll be putting that there. And I got these little brass screws where I can put one in on each side to hold that in place. I think that'll be appropriate. But I'm not in love with this bottom, and I do have something that fits better. So we'll be looking into that. I'm liking that. Obviously, I've got to make the piece for up here yet. We'll attach it to this front frame, and I think we'll be good. Now, for this week's project, we're going to be doing stained glass. Let's get some light on the subject. This is my cutting board, and we have the color for the lettering, and we have the background, which is a frosted glass, and we have the style. So the background will be cut as such. The letters, we'll do whatever we want with the letters, but buying this book